All right, welcome back to I Am Equestrian. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how to bang a tail. So first I start off just by brushing through the tail and being careful to make sure that I don't rip out any hair and just to keep it kind of full and thick. So for that, I typically use Cowboy Magic. We have Campy here who has been out in the field sitting around for a while, so she's got quite a few burrs, knots, that kind of thing, and I find that the Cowboy Magic detangler really helps to make sure that it's super smooth and that I don't have an issue combing through. Another option is to also use baby oil to make it really soft and slick and have the brush go through a lot smoother. And then just like any hair that you would normally comb, you're going to start off bottom to top. So you can see I take a tiny little segment from the bottom and start there. She's got a bunch of knots and burrs in the legs just from sitting out in the field. So I start off really small. You can't really tell from the video, but I'm actually a little bit more to the left side than I am immediately behind her. This is just in case there's some kind of accident, she backs up or she spooks, that I'm a little bit more out of the way. That makes me a little safer than I would be standing immediately behind her while I'm brushing her tail. And then here I just kind of show you, even though it looks like I'm brushing really hard, because of the baby oil and the Cowboy Magic, this comb is not getting any torn out hairs. So that it's going through and everything's sliding through so that I'm still able to maintain that thickness. I think this is super important and it makes me really love the products even more. Then once the tail is pretty much all come through, you can kind of see me shaking it out, making sure that I can comb through all of it without any snags. I'll go on to working to actually bang the tail. So what I do for that is I'll essentially put my arm underneath the dock of the tail, so where that bone is, just to kind of see where it hangs, like as she's moving around, right? So then from there, I'll kind of estimate where I want the length to be. I'll come down. You can do this either with sharp scissors or clipper blades. My clippers are in the shop right now, so I didn't have those and used scissors instead. And you simply make sure that it is as straight and accurate as you can. You're always happy to go back at the end and kind of make a double check. And honestly, if it gets a little too short, it grows out. If it's a little long, you can always just adjust it again. At the end of the day, it's just hair, and it's just a great way to make your horse look good, either for out and about or at a show. If you want to be especially fancy, you can also kind of trim up the tail head so that it looks a little less wispy. Some people will pull the hairs. I don't really agree with that. So again, either with clippers or with my scissors, I'll just kind of see the line. You can see where the tail kind of grows out in the curve, and I just kind of trim it so that the tail seems to follow that curve and kind of accentuate the hind end a little bit better. Really quick, easy progress, and again, super simple to do. Just kind of follow your path. Don't worry if it's your first time about making a mistake or two. Everyone's been there, and it is what it is. Again, it's going to grow out. Don't put too much stress on yourself about it.